Hi and welcome to Outwell and to our Hornet XL from our Smart Air polyester collection. This is a large tunnel designed family tent with 4 rooms, 3 of which are bedrooms, and it can sleep up to 6 people. For me, the real standout feature on this tent is the frame that we're using here. This is our Smart Air frame, and what you'll find on here is we're using our one-go inflation technology. That means that we can actually inflate this entire tent from one single point, so it's nice and quick and easy to do. What we'll do is we'll just show you the details now of where the pump is attached and show you the pump as well. So as I mentioned there, we are using our one-go inflation technology. So this is where we have, as I mentioned, one single inflation point. So you just see it's quite clearly marked on the side of the tent here. It says air in. So if I just pull this back, you'll see this is where the valve is that the pump is attached to. If I just point out the pump here, this comes with the tent and it's a double action hand pump. What you will find is there is a manometer on the top here which will indicate the pressure that the tent is being inflated to. Now we recommend that this can be inflated between 0.6 and 0.8 bar, which represents between 8.7 and 11.6 psi. So a huge amount of air going into these tubes here to ensure that you're going to have really excellent stability throughout the tent. What you'll also find is each tube has its own outlet valve. So just under here you'll see that it says air out, and there's one of these, as I say, on each tube all the way along. All we have to do to deflate the tent is simply just switch this to the open position. I'll just hold my finger there so it doesn't come out, but you'll see once it is here, the air will come out nice and quickly, and the whole tent will be deflated really quickly as well, so packing away isn't going to take much time at all. What I'd like to do now is just go inside the tent and show you some more details and lots of features. So I've already mentioned that the one-go inflation system allows us to pitch this tent really quickly and really easily, but another big benefit to this whole system is that on the inside all of the tubes are interconnected, which, as I mentioned, allows it all to go up in one. But what that also gives you then is really good stability. You can see here I can put quite a lot of pressure on this tent here and it's not going anywhere. It's really solid and stable. What I do want to just point out though is once you have inflated the tent, you'll find on the inside that we have these valves just in here. So we want to be able to just make sure that we're shutting these off. So all we do is just spin the valve round to this position here, which means we're now separating each individual tube. Now the advantage of that is really that in the unlikely event of getting a puncture in any of these tubes, the whole tent's not going to drop down. It'll just be the one tube that's affected and not the entire thing. What I'd like to do now is just talk you through some of the features, and I just want to start at the front where this canopy area is. This is the only pole in the tent here. You'll find it's a fiberglass pole that is easy to attach on here, and it gives you this really good sheltered space at the front. So if you're lucky enough for it to be a really nice sunny day, then you can come in here and get a little bit of shade, or if it's drizzly and rainy, then obviously you're going to get a bit of shelter in this area too. Stepping into the tent itself, you have a good sized front door, full walk-in height. I mean, I'm 1.95 m and I can walk in and out of here no problem at all. So getting all of your kit in and out of the tent is also going to be nice and easy too. Just down here I want to point out there is a zip on the ground sheet just here. So what we can do is we can peg this out nice and flat. We haven't done that just now because what I want to show you is the fact that you can fold this up like this. It can toggle into position just on the sides here, and then what we can do is zip the entire door to this when we close the door over, and that's going to give you a completely sealed entrance here, so no water coming in and hopefully keeping out the unwanted creepy crawlies and things like that as well. Obviously the door at the moment is just rolled away and stowed, closed here, and it does have a large window on there so you can see out when the door is closed. So in here, I mentioned there, good head height on the door, certainly plenty of head height in here too. As I said, I'm quite tall and, well, I've got lots and lots of space above me. Lots of space around here as well for tables, chairs, furniture, storage, anything that you need will fit in here, no problem at all. Just above my head, we have a lantern hanging point. Just move this zip out the way so you can see that. It's in a good central location in the middle of the tent here. And then what you will find is leading away from that, we have the cable tidies, which just run all the way down here to where you'll find a cable entry point. So just zip that open. This is where we can then bring in any electrics or cables and things like that, just so that we don't have to have them coming through the door. I will just point out there is a side door on here, and once again we have a full mesh door that can be zipped down here. Certainly the space in here is accentuated by the fact there's lots and lots of windows all the way around us. If you want privacy, that's not a problem at all because each window has its own zip-up curtain. So we just can see here that it's rolled away at the moment. But what we can do is just untoggle that, and then zips either side, so we can choose exactly how much privacy you're getting, or how much light is coming into the tent. Above all the windows as well, you'll find that we have more mesh ventilation, and these correspond to outside panels that we will show you when we're outside the tent. At the back is where you'll find the bedrooms, and as I mentioned earlier, there are 3 bedrooms here, and we can sleep up to 6 people, and there's plenty of features to talk you through here. But firstly, I just want to highlight that these actually come pre-attached. So when you come to pitch the tent, this is a job you don't have to worry about. They're already done for you, so nice and quick and easy. The way that they're attached is using our wave-shaped hanging point system just on here. So I just tighten this up. You'll see that the bedrooms hang very nicely on here. It looks very nice, but it's also very functional because it takes away any stress point of the seam across the top of the bedrooms here, as you can see. Lots of other features on the bedrooms as well. We have lots of storage pockets on the outside here. We also then, if you come into this bedroom here, you'll see we have low light windows on the side bedroom, so that's going to allow you to have a little look outside without actually having to leave the bedroom. At the back, you'll find that there's a large mesh ventilation panel, which again corresponds to outside ventilation. And then you'll also notice that the ceiling in the bedroom is of a much darker material, so you should get a nice long lie in the mornings, even if it is really bright outside. Another great feature on the bedrooms back here is that actually on both sides, you'll just see that we have these zips either side of the main bedroom in the middle. So what we can do is we can completely drop down these bedrooms using our universal bedroom system, and we'll just show you now how that works. So one final thing to point out on the bedrooms is that we have full sheets that are fully zipped, separating each bedroom. Nice feature here is that you can zip these fully open to create either one large bedroom or obviously the 3 bedrooms, or whichever combination that suits you best. So the ground sheet, I just want to point out as well, it's a really nice material. It's an Oxford polyester, so tough and durable but fairly lightweight, so that when it comes to packing down the tent all in one, it's not going to be too big and too bulky and too heavy. It is bathtub in style, so it's coming up at the sides here, fully sealed from front to back and side to side, as I say, so you're not going to have any drafts coming in, no dust and dirt and things like that. And again, hopefully we're going to keep out those unwanted bugs as well. It is totally waterproof, as you would expect, of course. Now what we'll do is we'll just pop outside and take you through the features on the outside of the tent. So I'll start off with our fly sheet that we're using on here. This is our Outex 6000. This is actually a 150 denier taffeta polyester material, so a really tough, durable material. It's going to last a good long time. We've then taped all of the seams on the fly sheet. It's fully PU coated on the inside, and it has a hydrostatic head of 6,000 millimeters, so completely waterproof. You'll also just notice on all of the blue panels around the tent here that we have our logo embossed, so it just adds a little bit of detail to the tent. You can then see here that we have our ventilation panels that I did mention from the inside earlier. So just to highlight here that we can close these down if it gets a little bit too chilly. Just simply take away the Velcro tabs here and press down like this. Next, we have all of our windows around the tent. As I said, lots and lots of windows all the way around here. Each one of these is tinted, so serves 2 key functions. One would be to reflect the sun away from the inside of the tent, keeping you a bit more comfortable. And the second is obviously to give you a little bit more privacy from within the tent. We then have our classic luminous guidelines all the way around the tent here, so hopefully these should keep you from tripping over them. They'll be a little bit brighter when it's dark. Each one of the guidelines has its own retainer, so when it comes to packing down the tent, we can wrap up the guidelines in our hand and just pop them in here, so that the next time we come to use them, you don't have a big tangled bird's nest of guidelines to try to undo. Another feature of the tent is that we supply you with our easy pegging system. This is where we have the 3 different types of pegs. So we have the solid steel anchor pegs for the 4 corners of the tent. We have the black plastic pegs for all of the black pegging points around the side. And we also have the luminous peg here, funnily enough, for the luminous guidelines. So easy pegging system, just making sure that you get the right peg in the right place. Finally, just down the bottom, I'd like to highlight that we have these mud valances around the porch area here. So this is just going to encourage any rainwater to run down the tent and away from the inside there. The tent does have a couple of optional extras available for it, including a carpet for the living area, just to give you a little bit more comfort underfoot. And there's also a footprint available to go under the tent as well. So that's all of the features of our Hornet XL from our Smart Air polyester collection. Thanks very much for watching.